Hello, I'm Gator McKlusky, and this is a really late stream. Sorry, I had some issues. I should know what I'm doing, right? Now I got feedback in my ear. Oh my god, this is terrible. I'll take these things out. I need to listen to myself. I can hear it coming out of my mouth. Well, I hope you had a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Uh, Anything else you guys were celebrating? I want to thank you for joining me. Maybe somebody in the chat can confirm for me that you can hear me and see me and everything's good. Um, Thanks for joining me on this lovely Thursday evening. And I wanted to start out by showing you something that I got for Christmas. Look at this thing. I mean, come on. Come on. Who wouldn't want one of these, right? Well, somebody must love me. I'm very happy about it. Anyway, I got stuff to show you. I got a lot of stuff here. I want to hopefully not take up too much of your time. But I got a lot of exciting things going on. One being chapter 7 of the Burt Reynolds story. Pretty confident that I'm going to drop it. And you might know when. I'm going to say, let's do New Year's Eve. How about that? We'll do it right at midnight. And that's Eastern time, because we always live in Burt Reynolds' time, because that's where he lived, in Florida. And so we'll always talk in terms of that time zone. And so New Year's Eve, which is going to be somewhere in between Saturday and Sunday, depending on what you're doing, we'll drop chapter 7. But I might give you a sneak peek at a few things, and that'll be fun to do. So if you do me a favor and click on the like button and subscribe and all that good shit, kind of helps the channel go, get out to some more people who love Burt Reynolds, and I'm one of them. So, but I'm already subscribed, so I don't need to subscribe. But again, we only got a few people here in the chat. Let me put the chat up here so that you folks can join along. There we go. Let's see what we got here. We got Slightly Mad 22 is seems to be a little upset that he was waiting. I'm very sorry about that. I'm all new at this technology thing. We've got a Gator McKlusky. Who care? Here I come. Oh, that's me. That's me. Brian S. Bababooey. I don't know what that is. And James Aruther. Sorry, so late. We're in, I don't know what NC is. I think that means, I have no idea what that means. Looking for Sheriff Justice. Oh, that's North Carolina. Okay. Therese Severella. About time, Gator. Okay. Yep, here I am. I apologize. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I had some people on that other stream that I had to cancel, and I don't know. Maybe they'll find this thing at some point. But let's get things going. What do we want to start with? A little show and tell, maybe. Okay? I'm going to start with another Christmas gift I got. Again, this jacket was a Christmas gift from my lovely wife. And here's one from my brother Chris. Not quite sure this is something I would have bought myself, but as a gift, pretty damn cool. What do you think? It is a Burt Reynolds chia pet, right? Not bad. Who would not want one of these? Probably most people. I have not opened it. I may never open it. Because, you know what? That may be the creepiest looking thing I've ever seen. I may not want to see it again, but I always appreciate anything Burt Reynolds. Some of you may think I'm a little crazy, my obsession of Burt Reynolds, but it's not that crazy. It's just that, I don't know. I can't explain it. If you love Burt Reynolds, you know exactly who I am and why I do this. Okay, next thing. I'm not a big fan of Guns N' Roses. I mean, I think I liked them in the 70s. But the lead singer, this gentleman by the name of Axl Rose, he did a concert once, and it was, I want to say it was a tribute concert of some sort, but he wore the longest yard jersey, number 22. And Burt always wears number 22. That was his number at Florida State when he played football for Florida State University. So 22 is always his number. He wears it in all his movies. You can see it everywhere. Okay, you can even see Sally Field wearing a jersey with 22 on it. It's always there. So Axel apparently, or Axel, is a huge Burt Reynolds fan, apparently, and loves the longest yard. So when he did that concert, he wore the 22 jersey, and it was very cool for a lot of Burt fans to see him wearing it. Well, Funko Pop, who I collect these things, I love them. They make these little action figures. I enjoy them. They did an Axl Rose Funko Pop, and wouldn't you know it, they did. Let's see, I got to turn it the right way. They put him in the 22 jersey. I thought that was super cool. So if you're a Burt fan and not an Axl Rose or XL Rose fan, you might pick this up because, hey, this has got Burt written all over it. All right, so that's a cool thing right there. All right, a little more show and tell. A few more things. Let's see. All right, this here is from the Actors Studio, right? The Burt Reynolds Institute Museum. It's a nice little mug, right? Very cool little thing there that I got. This is something I got from my mom, and it is a helmet with the great Burt signature on it. I think that's pretty cool. Here's another lovely gift. I'm actually really easy to buy gifts for, because all you have to do is Google Burt Reynolds and find something that looks weird and send it to me. All right, what else we got? So I got this at I'm going to say it was 2013. I went and I saw Burt at a theater in Jupiter, Florida, and he did a one-man show. And he was he was selling these Trans Ams, and he signed it for me there. You can see he misspelled my name, but it should say Gator, but for some reason he put Krieg. I don't know what that means. Warm something or other. Burt Reynolds right there. And that's a treasure of mine. I love that. One of my favorites. What else we got here? I'll try to keep it going. What's going on in the chat? Swanura, I managed to find you. Hi, Gator. Hi, everyone. Awesome. All right. Well, I think we got 5 people watching. This is great. All right. Get the word out. Tell your friends. This is the most exciting thing that's going on right now, at least for me. All right. I don't know if you know what an 8-track tape is, but look at this. This is an 8-track tape of Burt's album. This is something for you young kids that you would put into a machine that would play it back, right? Very cool, right? Who wouldn't want one of them? Yeah. So that's another prized possession. I actually found it at a flea market. Whew. All right. What else we got here? Burt's favorite rag. This is the National Enquirer. Oh, look at that. We got a little Burt and Sally back together. What year are we talking about here? I believe it was 1983, right? Yeah. September 20th, 1983. Yeah. I collect some of these. I got more of them. If you'd like to see them, I can bring them back. Now, here, this is one of my favorites. So here's a 3-disc set of the movie Stick, right? We love Stick. Going to do Stick in, I think it's in the next chapter, chapter 8. Not sure. But 3 discs came out, 3 different covers. So you've got this cover, which this was actually the original poster for Stick, but they wanted to emphasize that it was an action movie, so they bailed on the whole love story idea. So this was the one design for this Blu-ray release. And then this is the classic poster that most of us are used to. And then the third version of this disc release is this unique sort of, it's a combination of a lot of scenes in the movie, but this is original. This was done, you won't see this anywhere else but on this release. But these are some fine folks in Germany that reached out to me and actually put my Gator McKlusky content on here as an extra. And that was an enormous honor. So it was great working with those folks. And I actually have another one coming out, I believe, shortly. Maybe early next year, which is going to be a 5-disc set from a company called Umbrella. They're an Australian company, and there's going to be like 5 movies on there. I believe it's Cannonball Run 1 and 2, Stroke Race, The Man Who Loved Women, and The Best Little Horse in Texas. And that is going to have an extra on each disc from Gator McKlusky. So, yeah, fun stuff. Okay, so, oh boy, I need to grab one other thing. Stand by. Okay, so this lovely lady, okay, all right, let me check the chat here. What do we got? Oh boy, little Brian Silver. That's an awesome car, Bandit. And he had an 8-track player in his headboard. Very cool, very cool. That sounds very 80s. All right, so there's a lovely lady. Her name is Elaine Blake Shell, and I interviewed her several times, and she's a wonderful lady. She was Burt Reynolds' personal assistant for about 20 years during the most important time of his life when he had the most success. And she wrote a book called Burt and Me. That's her there. And this is a very interesting read. Anyway, she wowed me, amazed me, and honored me with some incredible stuff that she let me have. One of which I'd like to show you is a script for Cop and a Half, which is a fine little film that some people love, some people don't. I happen to think it's a very good movie. I enjoyed it. I watched it again recently, and oh boy, I'm just reading this from Elaine. She says, "Hi, Craig. Found this packing. And hope you love it. You may have it." There's so much great stuff from her, but this is a really cool thing to have, is this script from Cop and a Half. Thank you, Elaine. Here's a few other things. If I'm boring any of you, let me know. Looks like we got 5 people here, so somebody else joined us. So this is the Burt Reynolds hosted the People's Choice Awards. I want to say it was the 17th annual. I can't remember the year exactly, but I believe it was around 1990. And yeah, he was the host. So there's the host with the most, Mr. Burt Reynolds. All right. And he actually signed it to Elaine, because this was Elaine's copy, and she gave this to me. Thank you, Elaine. All right. Now, I got this in the mail from a gentleman by the name of Giro Horschik, fine gentleman from Germany who has been great to me in the channel, and he gave me these, and I was thrilled to have them. They're all from, I want to say Japan, but these are pretty cool programs for 3 movies. Hooper. There's one for Cannonball Run, and another one for Smokey and the Bandit Part 2, which in a lot of parts of the world was called Smokey and the Bandit Ride Again. Cool stuff, right? Yeah. Yep. There's Burt there. But all of the writing here is Japanese. Now, the interesting thing about the Cannonball Run movies, which a lot of folks don't know, is they were produced by a company called Golden Harvest. And Jackie Chan is prominent in a lot of their sales because he was a huge star back then. And he's basically here on the front page as they led with him as almost like the star or main co-star of the film. Thank you, Giro. Okay, so this contains a lot of the stuff that Elaine gave me. I'll try to show it to you as best I can. A lot of photos, a lot of original photos. You got Burt and Dom here from BL Stryker, Burt and Sally. A lot of great stuff in here that I was kind enough to get. There's Burt with John Lithgow. Look at that. Very cool. And Burt with the young boy from Cop and a Half. Sorry about the glare. That's Burt's parents right there. You see that? Yep. Shop in the Actor Studio. Carol Burnett. It's a great shot of Burt. Look at that. That was from his one-man show. What else we got here? There he is with Joe Theismann down here on the bottom. Great football player. Milani. There's a shot there, which is nice, which is Burt, Lonnie, and his son Quentin. There's Sally there. A nice picture of Sally. Shots like this are really cool to have or see. You know, they're just sort of, shows you them hanging out, being regular people, right? What do we got here? This is a contract. I want to say maybe, is this the Tonight Show? No, I framed the Tonight Show. Yeah, yours truly, Carson Tonight. So this is one of Burt's contracts from the Tonight Show. Some more shots of the ranch. There's the great Elaine Blake Shell. She's just a sweet lady. She gave me a lot of stuff. That's her and Burt. Isn't that beautiful? Very nice. There's from Even Shade. Let's see, some stuff from the Actor Studio. This is from the one-man show. This is like a whole directory of Laserdisc cuts that were used in that live show that was put together by Elaine. All the different clips that he would play when he did his live show. Oh, it's a letter to me from Elaine. I'll get teary-eyed if I read it. And this was the show that I went to back in, let's see, I believe it was March of 2013, and it was at the Lyric Theater. There's my ticket stub on there on the bottom. Sorry, I'm struggling to try to get this up there with my ticket stub. What else we got? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So anyway, that's wonderful. Appreciate that stuff and the wonderful lady. All right. I do want to show you a clip because we're going to premiere Chapter 7 New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, however you want to look at it. So why don't I play a quick clip? But I got to kind of set this thing up. All right. How many people we got? 5. Okay. All right. Well, that's my bad. I screwed up. But you guys are going to get to see a very exclusive clip from Chapter 7. Okay. And this clip focuses around Burt and his involvement in the USFL Football League, which was a football league that sort of failed after about 3 years. But the owner of the Tampa Bay team approached Burt about being a partner. And he loves football, as we all know, so he became part of that team. But before I show you this clip, which talks all about it, I'll tell you a quick story, okay? Now look here, as I'm going to show you something. I need to find it. Here it is. Okay. So this here is an ad that I saw. So I was looking for, it's going to cut back to me. I was looking for something that I could wear on my head. Actually, I was looking for a jersey. I wanted a Tampa Bay Bandits jersey to wear during a scene where I'm talking about Jerry Reed and the fact that he did a song for the team, for Burt, which is awesome. And basically what I wanted was a jersey. I figured I'd wear a jersey while I was talking about Jerry Reed's song, and I'd be standing there, right? That was my idea. But I could not find an authentic jersey. I could find T-shirts, but I didn't want to wear a T-shirt. I wanted to wear like a, authentic jersey. So after doing a little bit more searching, I came across this fella who had a hat that was available. And he didn't want a whole lot of money for it, but it looked like a damn nice hat. I mean, look at that. It's got the Tampa Bay Bandits logo on it, and it's a cowboy hat. And you guys know I wear cowboy hats when I go to bed. So this was the hat I really wanted. So I reached out to him, and he's an older fella. He's about 75 years old. And he starts out by telling me that Burt actually gave him this hat. And I was kind of shocked that he would sell it, but he said that, I'm 75 years old and I'm trying to downsize and move out of where I am, and I'm going to get rid of this hat, and, if you want it, you can have it. I was like, all right, well, where are you? I'm coming to get it. And he told me, and it was pretty far away. It was a little bit difficult for me to justify going all the way there. So he lives in, I'm going to show you here. He lives in a place called Almonte Springs, which is just north of Orlando. It's a bit of a trip for me. So when he told me that, I was banging my head against the wall. I'm like, Almonte Springs sounds really familiar. So later on in the day, something snapped in my head that I think I know somebody that might live around there. So I reached out to my buddy Bill, who is a lifesaver, this guy. And I said to him, Bill, what town do you live in? And he says, Craig, Gator, I live in Almonte Springs. No shit. I said, I need you to do me a favor. He's like, anything, pal. And I explained to him, got a hat. I need you to go pick it up. I said, I hope it's not too far. Here's the address. He looked at the address and he said, Craig, Gator, it's about a half a mile. I could walk there. I was like, I need you to get the hat. So he did. He ran over to this guy's house barefoot with his pajamas on, and he got me the hat. And yeah, and then he mailed it to me. He mailed it to me. Well, actually, before he mailed it to me, he sent me a picture of it to confirm that I was getting the hat. And there it is, sitting on his desk. Look at that. Huh. Look at that. I was pretty damn happy. I was pretty damn happy. And here it is. Look at that. Look at that. That thing of beauty, right? Is that a thing of beauty? Thank you, Bill. Thank you. And that being said, here is a sneak peek at Chapter 7, and this is the Burt Reynolds story. After the success of the dinner theater and Skull Bandit racing, Burt was ready to tackle another business venture, one that was close to his heart.
I'd like to play some football. Football. Yeah, would you like that?
So in 1982, Canadian entrepreneur John Bassett had a vision for a new professional football league as the NFL was heading into a strike-shortened, turbulent season.
He was an extraordinary entrepreneur, very, very gifted sports management man. John co-founded the United States Football League and formed a team in Tampa Bay, Florida. I became his partner, and we took the name Bandits.
I named the team, I picked the stadium, got the investors, hired the coach, got us the players. I put the package, I published the book. Now whether people like the book or not.
The USFL, where football is still a game.
I got involved because there was going to be a Florida franchise, and I always loved football so much. And there is something about being involved with a sport when you get older that you can't play anymore.
So the USFL began play in 1983. John's idea was to play the game in the spring to avoid competing directly with the NFL.
From the time I got involved with this team, there was never a doubt about who was running the show. Mr. John F. Bassett, P.T. Barnum of the Bandits.
America's sick and tired of overpaid, drugged-up fucking athletes and $20 tickets to go to sporting events and union hassles and what have you. Why do you think television ratings are up? Why do you think people don't go anymore? They're sick of it.
He wanted the Bandits to be fun to watch, and he made what came to be called Bandit ball colorful and unpredictable.
But John putting out a football team wasn't enough. Bandit ball was a three-ring circus, and John Bassett was the ringmaster.
Bet you $10 we score.
Whenever the team scored, our mascot, Bandit, galloped across the field on his trusty steed, Smokey.
He's got it.
I went to all the games and did publicity for the team whenever and wherever I could.
When the coach makes that speech that everybody thinks is so silly and says, this could be the last football game you'll ever play in your life, play it like it's the last football game you ever played in your life.
They call it Bandit Ball, and it's a new sensation in Tampa Bay.
Well, Burt's buddy Jerry Reed wrote and recorded this fight song, and as expected, it kicked all sorts of ass.
We come from down in Gator country. We are the pride of Tampa Bay. We play football and we're called the Bandits. And we think our brand of ball is here to stay. Bandit ball. Gotta be tough, gotta be rough. Bandit ball. Bandit ball. Let's play all the way. Bandit ball.
If you see people throw and catch better than that, I want to pay and go watch them play myself.
When the Tampa Bay Bandits started the season with 4 straight victories, Burt recorded a personal message for Coach Steve Spurrier.
Steve, I think it's nice for you to be laid back. I think that's very good. And to be quiet and all the things that you are. But you're getting boring. But if you keep winning, it doesn't matter.
I don't know what that means. I've seen it not mean anything, and I've seen it mean things.
Bandit ball was a hit. The team drew 40,000 fans a game, got good TV ratings, and had a winning record.
Even Lonnie Anderson appeared on billboards wearing a Bandits jersey.
I had very strong feelings about the fact that it would work.
Unfortunately, some of the other teams were underfunded and the owners weren't exactly sportsmen.
I don't like corporate-type people. I don't like guys with hair dryers.
There are always guys who come out of the woodwork and take everything they can get. Donald Trump was one of the offenders.
We just bought this hotel 2-3 days ago. We did it for this news conference. We thought you people would...
He swooped in, bought his New Jersey Generals. He wanted to go head-to-head with the NFL, play our games in the fall.
If God wanted football in the spring, he wouldn't have created baseball.
But we weren't nearly the quality level of the NFL. We couldn't compete with them for fans or advertisers.
We're going to play football in the spring in 1986. We're not going to play in the fall.
John wanted to keep improving the quality of play and grow the USFL into something that would someday rival the NFL.
I'm tired of the hassle, and I got a great community with great fans, and they want us in the spring, and that's what we're going to do.
Donald didn't have John's vision or passion for the game. He admitted that and came into the league intending to move the games to the fall to compete directly with the NFL.
I thought if we moved to the fall, we'd create tremendous problems for the NFL and something would happen.
Bullshit we are.
I had a feeling that instead of trying to develop the brand, Donald was angling for a merger with the NFL so he could wind up with an NFL franchise for a song.
Well, I would have liked to have been an NFL owner if I could have gotten in inexpensively. And this was a way of getting, as one alternative, into the NFL very inexpensively.
In my opinion, it was Donald's fault that the USFL didn't survive.
Mr. Bassett, he went to Toronto for tests. It was discovered that he had 2 brain tumors.
Well, they say you got 6 months to 2 years. That's what they told me.
If you knew John, you weren't surprised to see him still out there stalking the sidelines.
You know, that ain't much time on one hand, but it's a lot of time on the other hand. This is the greatest family in the world. Next to my own and home in Toronto, the greatest family in the world. I love you all.
John, it's all on, Mr. Bassett. I love that. That's just I do.
Bravest man I ever knew faced death with such dignity and humor and class. I never saw anything like it in my life. I think John might have held the league together. But after he died, Donald was like a shark in a tank full of guppies.
NFL teams average almost $1 million in profit. USFL teams lose $3.5 million apiece.
Donald won the battle, but we all lost the war. And our league folded after the 3rd season.
And USFL, despite all the jokes about it, if you look at the ball players that came out of that league that made All-Pro, went to the Super Bowl, the guys like Kelly, who I'm sure may be in the Pro Hall of Fame, and a lot of linemen, too.
Easy touchdown, Jordan Leslie.
In 2022, the USFL reformed and the Tampa Bay Bandits took the field again. I'm sure many of you, including myself, will be pulling for the Bandits' success to make Burt proud.
And there you have it. That's that one took a long time to put together. And that's the story of the USFL and Burt's involvement in it. So that's it, man. I don't got much else to show you. I mean, I do. I'm just not as prepared as maybe save some items for next time. But here's the thing. I want to do more of these. I want to be able to reach out to you folks and get some of you in here. Maybe even have a few of you join the calls if you have some Burt treasures to show, or maybe even a story or two. It'd be nice to hear anything and everything that you might have to say. Well, not just about Burt, but anything about movies or knitting or crochet. Whatever floats your boat, If I fall asleep while you're talking, then you can just keep going. That's about all I got. So unless you folks have any questions there in the chat, I appreciate your time here. And I want you all to have a happy new year, because 2022 is not so easy for everybody. But I guess we say that mostly at the end of every year now, don't we? So 2023 is going to be special. Why? Because we're going to kick it off with the Burt Reynolds story, Chapter 7. And you'll have it as early as Saturday night or Sunday morning. But when you watch it, there's going to be some salty language, so keep the kids in the other room, because as Burt Reynolds films got, quite started their decline, they started getting a little questionable. They weren't as entertaining, and so he wasn't as happy with them. So there are some stories behind the scenes about how upset he was at some of the choices he made. And this kind of tells those stories. And we're talking about Stroke Race. We're talking about the beginning of his relationship with Lonnie Anderson. Excuse me. I need a drink. And The Man Who Loved Women, which is a good film. If you've ever seen The Man Who Loved Women, it's a fine film. But maybe not exactly what Burt had hoped. Anyway, we also touch on Smokey and the Bandit 3. So when that one comes on, you got to cover the children's ears because it's a little bit salty. All right, that's about it. I want you all to have a happy new year. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking the time to watch the stuff, and I just appreciate the hell out of all of you. Okay? So if you could just click on that like, thumbs up thing and subscribe and bell and I don't know, all the other YouTube channels, they say that. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I'm supposed to say it because if I don't say it, it's like I'm a failure or something. I don't know. So, but anyway, thank you for being here. I don't really have much more to say other than Gator out.
Watch for new movie reviews and documentary series. Don't forget to subscribe and click on that bell so you know when new reviews arrive.